Bling. Which?
Hi everyone, my name is TzoAt, and in this video I want to show you my custom-made Magic the Gathering fan set of Universes Beyond Touhou Project. It's for all fans of Magic the Gathering who want to explore a new set with 275 cards to discover, enjoy, and have a great time playing sealed or limited with it. And also this is a beta testing of it. And for all the Touhou Project fans, this is a great opportunity to play a game with the characters they love and also to see the connection between the two franchises, the rules of this great trading card game together with the world of Gensokyo and characters like Reimu Hakurei and Marisa Kirisame coming to life with new mechanics, 10 two-colored limited themes, and many cards, and also legendary creatures you can use for commander and everything alike. So this is a beta test of the set where I do this just for fun. Everything is for free for you to enjoy. You can see all the cards on other videos on my channel. But if you want to have the full set to print and put it into cards with sleeves like this, you can just write me an email. I have my mail in the description below, so I can send you all the files per Google Drive. And I'm also currently looking for some ways to play this online, maybe with Cube Cobra or Plane Sculptors or So for everyone who enjoys Magic and doesn't know the world of Touhou, maybe it's a little more familiar if you are deeply into meme culture from Japan and so on. Touhou Project is a series of doujin games, so fan-made games through the years since the 1990s, all made by a single person named Tsun, who made Danmaku Shooter games, first on PC in 98 and then on Windows, with many female characters, great music, and yes, Danmaku Shooters are shooter games with many bullets on the screen. And he's currently working on the 20th main game of the circle, of the whole project, but also there's a lot of fan content, manga, fan animations, fan remixes of the great music and everything. If you are a fan or know fans of the game Undertale, there are some similarities to this one-man indie project that has an enormous fandom who makes a lot of fan content, and the fan content is consumed by other fans and they make fan content themselves. And so this is my way of creating fan content for Touhou Project, but combining it with the set design of a Magic the Gathering limited set. Yes. So you can see here are many of the characters you maybe know from many internet memes and so on, all with their own rules and their role in this limited set for draft and sealed. Of course, with 10 different two-colored limited themes and new mechanics, and I will show you briefly what the set is about, so that you have an idea what to expect from the game. And also for all the Touhou fans that know Magic the Gathering, they can see if this is like they would imagine Touhou being played in a Magic game. Okay, we have seen many of the legendary creature characters here. It's like with Lord of the Rings and Doctor Who and all the universes beyond we have many legendary creatures for all the great characters from all the games. And I made the 10 two-colored limited themes around the main games, like Embodiment of the Scarlet Devil. That's the game where Sakuya is from. And all the themes are based on a new mechanic or something like this. In red and black, we have Embodiment of the Scarlet Devil as the two-colored theme. And it's based around a new mechanic named Double Dealing. And Double Dealing, that's also the name of one of the main games, by the way, is a sort of triggered ability that triggers when any player in the game had 2 life point changes during a turn. So in black and red, this is double dealing aggro that you want to have your opponent lose life in 2 instants. So 1 ping damage, 1 combat damage, and so on. And yes, this is why she herself deals 1, Sakuya deals 1 damage to an opponent if he was dealt 1 non-combat damage by any instant sorcery or activated ability. But you can also trigger double dealing with life gain. Because it's about life point changes, you can also achieve double dealing if you gained life in 2 instances. And for this, we have in white and green for the game Perfect Cherry Blossom, the 7th Touhou game, Yomu Konpaku, a character from this game, that is a double dealing payoff. She says when she enters the battlefield or attacks, if a player's life total changed twice or more this turn, exile target tapped creature and opponent controls. So she is a removal payoff in this colors, especially for double life gain or double damage on your opponent, or life gain and damage or life loss. So this is what double dealing is about. Reisen is a character from the 8th Touhou game, my favorite, Imperishable Knight. That's in the colors blue and black. And she has an ability whenever you draw a card during a player's combat phase. So this is when you draw a card because of an instant or an ability. Target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. And the main goal to draw cards in instant speed in this game is with spell cards. Spell cards in the games of Touhou are their Danmaku patterns, their magic, their attacks, and all of these spell cards are named with some epic names, and most of them are represented in the set with instants or sorceries that have the ability spell card. And many limited themes focus around this mechanic, like Imperishable Knight or Mountain of Face. That's seen with Nitori Kawashiro in blue and green. And she has the ability, triggered abilities of instant or sorcery spells that require mana cost 2 less, because spell cards have triggered abilities. And I will show you one spell card, for example. We have Moonsign Silent Celine, 3 mana sorcery. This is a spell card in-game from Patchouli Knowledge. And it's just a divination. It's just a sorcery, draw 2 cards for 3 mana in blue. But now we can see what spell card does. When this card enters the graveyard, if it was cast successfully, you may exile it and pay 3 colorless mana. If you do, draw a card. So every spell card, and it's also every instant or sorcery in the set is a spell card, has the ability to draw an extra card for 3 mana, but not like Kicker, that you have to pay it before, and not like Cycling, that you have to exchange the card in your hand for another card, but after you resolve the spell, you can exile it from your graveyard. This is because you can decide afterwards if you need a new card, or if you want to spend the mana, or if you want to do anything else with it, or if the spell was countered or it fizzled, so you don't have to pay an extra 3. This is a triggered ability when the card of the spell hits the graveyard. I wanted to do this because of mana flooding in Limited, so that you can have a comeback with maybe some removal spells that draw you another card. And yes, many of the 2-card limited themes are based around this, like for example blue-black and blue-green. So we also have another payoff for spell cards is in black and green with the game Subterranean Animism. Reen is a character from this game, and she says, whenever 1 or more cards are exiled from any graveyard, she deals 1 damage to each opponent. So this is nothing new for green and black cards, that they want to exile cards from graveyards. She's a payoff for this. And also, if someone uses a spell card, because it is exiled from the graveyard, you can have a deck built around this effect in the game. Another double dealing theme is in black and white. This represents the game Undefined Fantastic Object. There we have Shotoramaru. And black and white wants to have double dealing with life loss and life gain and damage. So everything what you can do, what you can achieve. A little bit like in Bloom Barrow, this set is in development since over half a year, so some of the themes I developed not knowing that they were to come in actual Magic sets during the time. So, for example, in Bloom Barrow, we had the bat theme in black and white with you have to gain and lose life during the same turn, and this is also in this color. And she's a payoff when she enters the battlefield. If a player's life total changed twice or more this turn, exile target non-permanent. Yes. So blue and red, that's the game 10 Desires, is also around spell cards. For example, Soga no Tojiko, she is a removal payoff for every instant or sorcery you own in exile. So if you exiled is with its spell card ability, you can use her effect. And then we also have the mechanic Airborne Tokens, like seen with Clown Piece in the colors white and red for the game Legacy of Lunatic Kingdom, the 15th Touhou game. And yes, she creates an Airborne token whenever she enters the battlefield, and you can also flicker her if you sacrifice an artifact. What you can do with Airborne tokens. So an Airborne token is like a blood token, a map token, a clue token, some artifact token that you can sacrifice for an effect. And Airborne tokens say they are an artifact with one tap, sacrifice this artifact, target creature gains flying until end of turn. This is because in the games of Touhou, everyone is flying. So there are shooter games, and shooter games you have to fly and you have to dodge the bullets and everything. And since almost everything can fly in Gensokyo, I made this mechanic. So it's also a limited set where you have to consider that everything can gain flying. Like in the Boros aggro decks. Yes, then we also have a lot of beasts in this set, because in Gensokyo and Touhou Project, the world building of Touhou Project, in Gensokyo you have a lot of yokai, the mythical creatures of many of Japanese folklore, and I figured lots of them could have the creature type beast, so I made red and green the color pair around beast type decks. So she says other beasts you control can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. And finally, in white and blue, we have unconnected marketeers. This is also a flying color pair, like we often have it in these colors, but also with the support of airborne tokens. Yeah, so you can see we have lots of different characters from many different games in the set that support the three main mechanics of this set: double dealing, spell cards, and airborne tokens. We have some cards that combine two mechanics, like red magic. This is a spell card from Remelia Scarlet, from Embodiment of the Scarlet Devil. This is two shocks joined together, 2 red mana for an instant that deals 2 damage to any target, and then it deals 2 damage to any target, so it can trigger double dealing all by itself if you target your opponent both times. And then it's also a spell card for other themes. Yes, almost every removal in the set, a limited set, has to have lots of removal. The set was designed a little bit with the skeleton of Outlaws of Sangda Junction, because of all the multicolored cards and many instant sorceries we had in the set. So you can see many cards that appear in every in every Magic limited set are also presented here, like black removal, red removal, and a divination and everything. You also can see, because this is a beta test, you can, if you download and print this little test cards I made, you can also write on the test cards if you have an idea how to make the card better or how to fix rules issues. Like with this card, I forgot to make the power and toughness change on a target creature until end of turn. like it is well now, it would last forever in the game, and you can hardly track this. Those effects are always until end of turn. I just forgot to write it there. So you can just take a pen and write it down. Also, there are many cards where I don't quite know how the rules have to be written from an R&D perspective. Maybe if you have high-level judges that know how it has to be written, you can also rewrite abilities like double dealing or spell card or something like this. Also, if you think that a character isn't quite represented in the right way, like I did, you can always come with your own ideas. Or if you think some characters are too strong or too broken, you can balance them a little bit. Or yes. So yeah, you can see there are so many parts in this set. Have to test it now. I want to test it with some friends soon. If all the pieces come together and if it's working at all. But I also made lots of comments should support all the themes. For example, this is great for the aggro double dealing, a Maiden of Scarlet Manor, and they also show all the world building of Gensokyo I saw on Wiki, on Touhou Wiki, on various stories of fans and official games and all these things. Another theme in the set is, because of all the legendary creatures, a legendary permanence meta theme I made with characters from Hidden Star in all seasons, where we had the boss Okina Matara. So they count how many legendary permanents you have on the field. And for this, we also have legendary artifacts in the set, or legendary dual lands, or even a rare land cycle of 4-color lands that just enter the battlefield tab but have all the basic land types, like Hakurei Shrine. It has plains, island, forest, mountain, so it's everything but a swamp, just because Reimu, the main character of almost all the Touhou games, isn't really black. This is something I just wanted to see if it works. And we also have a common dual land cycle with the basic land types that are all legendaries, so that you can, like in the Dominaria United domain decks or in gate decks from Gate Crash or other sets, or the caves in Caverns of Ixalan, where you can use the dual lands to build a 5-color deck with its own theme. So every 2-colored theme with its own game had some location from the game represented by a dual land, a common dual land. Yeah, so, and here you can see some of the world building, the people of Gensokyo, some silly stuff from older games, many fairies in the set, funny Japanese folklore like a Tsuchinoko, and also some references that work really nice in the combination with Magic the Gathering. So yeah, you can see I put a lot of thoughts in this, and like I said, if you want to test it right now, you can write me an email. You can look at all the cards on my channel. I'd be really happy if you want to test it with some friends, maybe print it, maybe online. But if you always wanted to have a Touhou Project Magic the Gathering experience, you can have it right now with all these cards I made. And I also want to, once we had some beta testing, I also want to make these cards into a nicer frame, maybe full art frames with some great fan art you can find all around the internet from many great fan artists, especially for Touhou Project, so that we can have a really nice fan set in the future. Just for the fun of it. No, I don't want to make any money out of this or want to sell it. I just want to have people to have a great time. Thanks for watching. Please write me down in the comments how you like my ideas, or if you want to change something right now, or any thoughts you might have. Maybe subscribe to my channel if you want to see how the project of this fan set turns out in the future. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.